Hey, come on, wake up. I'm not Julian, wake up.
Julian, kiss me.
Sorry, Julian, whoever you are.
What are you doing?
Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
You were kissing me!
It sort of got away.
Where am I? I
live next door and I smelled gas.
Gas. I'm alive! I fizzled it! Ugh, freaking fizzled it! Boy, I really fizzled it.
You're lucky I showed up when I did.
Why did you?
Well, I thought you were dying.
That was the whole idea. Why didn't you keep out of it, you snoop?
Sorry. Next time leave a do not disturb sign.
Damn it, you made me fizzle it.
Well, I'll have you know, you were going about it all wrong. I think you're supposed to stick your head in the oven.
It's a second-hand stove. There were no directions.
Why are you so eager to shove off anyway? Is it Julian?
How do you know about Julian?
Oh, you calling me that while you were kissing me?
I wasn't kissing you. You were kissing me. By the way, is that all you did?
I guess you'll never know.
Sorry, I guess I should be grateful. What's your name?
Igor. Igor Sullivan.
Igor Sullivan. That's wild.
Oh, I made it up.
How come you chose Igor?
Oh no, Igor's my own. I made up the Sullivan. It's a good, strong writer's name.
Oh, you're a writer. Oh, you're the writer. The one who keeps pounding on that typewriter all night. Your typing has been driving me crazy.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing I was in there typing tonight, because otherwise you'd be
Wish
dead.
I was.
Oh, come on, don't say that. That's crazy. You should be glad you're alive. I know I'm glad you're alive. So, what's your name? Okay, well, excuse me, what was that?
Antoinette Simmons.
Okay, well, listen, Antoinette.
Tony.
Well, listen, Tony. What does Julian do to you?
Nothing.
Oh, come on, he must have done something. Did he beat you? Is he a crook? Did he cheat on you?
Worse.
Oh, he's married.
For life. He has 3 kids. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Like you're my mother.
Well, I did save you from the valley of the shadow.
Boy, you must be a pretty corny writer.
Oh, come on, I thought it was picturesque.
But you did save my life, and I'm starting to feel better about it. So, anyway, where was I?
You just found out that dirty rat Julian has
He's
a
not
wife
a
and-
dirty rat. He's a dentist. A fine dentist. Park Avenue. Here's his card.
Okay, let me rephrase my statement. You found out that Julian Winston, DDS of Park Avenue, has a wife and 3 kids.
I didn't just find out. Julian told me he was married the first time we met. It was one of the things that attracted me to him. It made me love him even more.
So you go for married men, huh?
I like honesty. All my life people have lied to me and I can't stand it. Julian had the decency to warn me right away that he had a wife and a family. I was in love with him and I accepted it.
So what's the problem?
I couldn't accept it. At first, I thought it was going to be a carefree gay fling. Whoopee. Then came all those times when he couldn't see me. Night after night, I'd be ready and waiting, and then bang, a phone call or a note.
Tough.
Boy, I tell you, when he canceled on me last night. Oh, I want to. It was our anniversary.
Anniversary of what?
Julian and I met 1 year ago at the LP. That's the record shop where I work.
Wait, the Village LP? I've been there. I never noticed you.
Well, Julian did, and I noticed him. And he was charming, a gentleman. Good looking, beautifully dressed. No t-shirts.
I'm sorry, I didn't know the suicide was black tie.
You look alright.
Well, Tony, after putting up with it for so long, why'd you finally decide to...
I don't know. I became completely unglued. Maybe because it was our anniversary, but I suddenly had the sickening feeling that I had thrown away my whole life. You know, Igor, I'm 21.
You poor old bat.
You're not a girl.
What's this all over the stove?
Chicken cacciatore.
Chicken cacciatore?
Yeah, Julian's mad about it. His wife won't make it for him. He says she's one of those health nuts.
Well, looks like while you were trying to do yourself in, the pot boiled over, clogged up all the burners.
Hooray.
It wasn't the brave Sullivan that saved you. It was the chicken cacciatore.
You're a very cute youngster. What sort of things do you write?
Oh, plays.
What kind of plays?
Unpublished. I've written 8 of them so far. At least, I think they're plays. No one else seems to.
And you're growing bitter?
Well, yeah, it's tough. Sitting there all by yourself, all alone, typing away, thinking you have talent and something to say. No one gives a damn about you. They don't care whether you live or die.
How do you manage to live?
An allowance from my father.
Oh boy, I was feeling sorry for you.
It's not my fault that I'm not poor. But, Tony, now that you and Julian are through, what do you say one of these days, maybe you and I go
So what time is it?
4 a.m.?
4 a.m. Oh my god.
What?
I have to get up and go to work tomorrow. Oh, don't know how I'll do it. Go away, I have to sleep. No, I won't try to work tomorrow. I'm gonna take the day off.
Yeah, why kill yourself?
That's very witty.
I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do for you?
Thanks, I just want to sleep.
Okay, well, if you need anything, just pound on the wall. I'll come run in.
Thanks, Igor.
Good night.
Oh my god, my letter. Igor! Hey, Igor!
What's the matter?
My letter. I mailed a letter.
What letter?
Julian, I wrote him a letter telling him what I was going to do.
Why'd you do that?
What would be the point of killing myself if he didn't know about it? Now that I've fizzled it, he's got to be told the truth before he reads my letter. Igor, you must call him for me.
Why don't you call him?
Well, first of all, I'll be sleeping. Second of all, I won't give him the satisfaction of hearing me cry. Besides, he's liable to call the cops or something.
Okay, 9 a.m.
Thanks, Igor. You're sweet. Hey, will you turn on the radio? It's too quiet in here.
So, what do you want me to tell this guy?
Just tell him I'm alive.
Okay, and that's it? Okay, kid, get some sleep. You need it. Hello, Dr. Winston. I've got some terrible news. Tony's alive.
Hello, Dr. Winston's office. Oh, hello, Mrs. Andrews. Well, let me see. I'm afraid I don't have anything open for the next 2 weeks. I can squeeze you in a week from Thursday, the 27th at 9:15. Friday, the 28th at 4:30. Oh, well, as long as you're in pain, make it a week from Thursday. That'll be 9:15. And remember, the doctor insists on punctuality. Thank you. Personal and confidential. Hello, Dr. Winston's office. Who's calling? Igor Sullivan? Is this about an appointment? Oh, well, you can't talk to the doctor. He's with the patient. Well, if you insist on talking to the doctor personally, you'll have to call back later. I have to go now.
Oh, finally! Honey, I've got an emergency. One lousy caramel and the whole damn filling came out.
Really, Mrs. Durant? It was only a temporary filling, and you were warned to be careful. Caramels?
Fine. Well, don't just stand there, honey. Get the doctor.
The doctor is busy right now. You'll have to wait a moment. He's with a patient. If you weren't delayed, he wasn't of giving your time to a patient that wasn't.
Hell, all because I was a minute late?
20 minutes late, Mrs. Durant. Now, if you'll just wait
Fine.
here.
But please hurry the doctor. I can only be half an hour. I can't keep Charles waiting.
Charles,
Charles, honey. Mr. Charles, the hairdresser.
really, Mrs. Durant?
Well, today he's taking care of me
Your
personally.
teeth are more important than your hair.
Oh, you're being serious.
So sad.
That's all for now, Harvey. Get your coat on. Okay, champ.
Mrs. Durant is here, ate a caramel, and lost her filling.
Serves her right.
You know, doctor,
Mr. Greenfield will be out in a moment. Give him the same appointment as next week.
you know I've been meaning to talk to you about Mr. Greenfield's bills.
Miss Dickinson, Harvey's an old friend of mine.
Well, I think he's taking advantage of you.
Miss Dickinson, there are some things that a man just can't do. I won't push Harvey for money. I've known him too long. You do it.
I'll be happy to.
Hey there.
Hey, Harvey, how's your mouth feel?
My mouth feels fine. My teeth hurt.
Well, that'll be better in 3 or 4 days.
Thanks. Hey, there's been some changes since I was last here. Very classy.
Yes, some new paintings, furniture, soundproofing.
What's that?
Mr. Greenfield, it's a very sensitive instrument.
All right. I barely touched it. But I do have the right if I so wish. After all, as a patient, I pay for that sort of thing. I really do.
You really should.
Julian, I feel insulted. It's not as if I'm planning to stick you.
It's not as if you're planning on paying me now, is it?
Well, I figure you make it up on your other patients.
Doctor, Mrs. Durant is waiting.
Mrs. Durant.
Mrs. Dixon Durant, frozen food.
Boy, I bet you soak her plate.
Shh! Even with the soundproofing.
Doctor, I don't think you should keep Mrs. Durant waiting. I'll make the room ready.
Good.
You're already running very late today. Very late.
That dame makes me feel like I'm back with
She's very efficient.
Julian. I always thought that you would have a nurse that was a nurse. You're Julian Winston. Bachelor, a connoisseur,
Harvey.
legendary.
Harvey. Miss Dickinson is my assistant for the very reasons that you are complaining about. She's like a wife. A good wife. She looks after me devoted. Takes care of all my needs.
Oh.
In the office.
Oh.
And at night she goes home. To her home. And I, without a care, without a problem at all, go to my girl.
Your girl. Did you say your girl?
Yes, I did.
Did you use the singular?
Yeah.
Girl. Just one girl.
Didn't I tell you? Well, it's been a year now.
But you're Julian Winston, captain of the basketball team, you know, a track star. A different girl every night. Us guys on the debate team, we used to envy you.
You guys used to talk too much.
All those girls. Marie, Sally, Frank.
Frank.
Yeah, Sally's brother. He nearly killed you. But you managed to duck out on every one of them.
Harvey, I find your hero worship sweet. But Tony's changed all that. I don't need you.
Oh, Julian. With a little moral courage, that sort of illness can be fought.
Tried to fight it. Take last night, for instance.
Uh-huh.
I had this date with Tony, but I purposefully canceled it. And set up a date with this Swedish Airlines.
Uh-huh.
Spectacular looking. Tall, built, blonde. We had a few drinks.
Yeah?
Went back to her place.
Then what?
Doctor, the room is ready. I'll get Mrs. Durant.
Good. I'll see you later, Harvey.
Whoa. You can't leave me hanging. What happened?
Stop pushing. Had the drinks.
So you're having drinks?
Yeah.
And what do you do? What?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Heifer. Oh, Dr. Winston, I'm so sorry I'm late, Bubba. Can you ever forgive me?
It's all right, dear lady. However, I have heard that you've been naughty. Caramels.
She told.
It's my job.
Fine, but it was only one.
One too many. Just besides the fact that how bad they are for your teeth, just think of what they do to those lovely hips.
Oh, you notice. Harvey Greenfield.
Oh, Miss Durant.
Pleasure to meet me, I know.
Mhm.
He's your dentist too?
Yeah, great, isn't he?
Great, honey, he's marvelous. But you know, I always thought he'd be an even better obstetrician.
Obstetrician. Oh, God. Hot water. Plenty of hot
Whoa, wait a minute, Julian. You didn't finish with that stewardess. What happened?
Nothing.
Wait, nothing? What do you mean?
Tony stopped.
Oh, she showed up.
In my mind. I saw her face and I just couldn't shake it. So I got out of there.
You mean you wasted a whole stewardess? With the world so full of so many hungry guys?
I'm not gonna romance a different girl every night just to make you happy.
You're gonna get married.
Married? Who said anything about getting married?
Well, if you feel that way about your girl.
I feel that way because she's my girl. You wouldn't catch me feeling that way about a wife, no. No. My life is arranged the way I like it. I have a wonderful office, a wonderful practice, and a wonderful girl. Marriage would ruin all of that.
It's a very healthy outlook to have, Julian. But what about her?
No problem.
Julian, girls, they want to get, you know, da-da-ba-da, da-da-ba-da.
No, not Tony Simmons. You see, she thinks I'm already married.
Julian, you pulled that old stunt on her?
I've never done it before, but this time I knew I had to. From the moment I set eyes on Tony, I knew she was the one. She could make me do anything.
It's scary.
She could change this whole pleasant life of mine. So I told her I had a wife and 3 kids.
Oh, the 3 kids, that's a nice touch.
And I told it to her right away, so that everything between us would be open and above board.
It's such a dirty, rotten lie. But it has class.
Thanks, Harvey.
Oh, wait a minute, Julian. I, too, am having trouble with a girl. You see, she's a very beautiful little vixen.
Harvey,
She's...
Doctor, Mrs. Durant is ready.
Good. I'll see you next week, Harvey.
Julian, I talked to you about your girl. Now let's talk about mine.
Doctor!
I need help. She's beautiful. Think Botticelli's Springtime. A great figure.
Yeah.
With beautiful eyes.
Yeah, but her teeth need a little work.
They overlap a little.
Doctor,
You've pulled this
Mrs.
before.
Durant.
Harvey, you pulled this before.
Julian.
Oh, all right. Just send her around sometime next week. But can't you find any girls with straight teeth?
Oh, you finally decide to show.
Excuse me, Sergeant! Miss Dickinson. Dr. Winston said I should make an appointment with you, so let's get to it.
How about 2 weeks from Wednesday at 7 a.m.?
You're kidding. I'm asleep at 7 a.m.
I thought the appointment was for a lady.
That's right. We're both asleep at 7 a.m. I'm sorry. I'm shocking you, aren't I?
No, but it must be a terrible shock for her. Incidentally, who's paying for the treatment?
Put it on my tab.
There's no more room on your tab.
I'm good for it. I'm between employment right now.
You know, Mr. Greenfield, I've never known what your employment is.
I'm an actor.
An actor?
Have you ever seen me on television?
I don't think so.
I'm on the tube all the time, though.
I'm sorry, mister.
Come on, Miss Dickinson. You must have seen me.
No, I swear it.
I'm on the tube all the time, though. Everybody has seen my big hit. You know, a woman, she's in her kitchen, she's crying, her washing machine, oh, it won't work. Then I walk in with a little toolbox and I say, Madam, your problem is an overabundance of suds. Try Slosho. It contains hexasloshinol to slosh those suds away. Slosho. You haven't seen that?
God, I hate my myself for missing it.
So, what about that appointment, huh?
How about Thursday the 4th at 5:30 in the afternoon? Or is that too early?
We'll set the alarm.
That'll be set in a moment, Mrs. Durant. Just stay still and keep your mouth open.
Anything to say, gorgeous.
Is the next patient here yet?
Not yet. You know you won't have time for lunch today, so I prepared something for you.
Thank you.
Made some of your favorite sandwiches, chicken and egg salad.
Again?
You always like them.
I guess I do.
And your tailor has called several times. You simply must find time to get in for your fittings.
Okay, I will.
I'm sorry. And this came for you, personal and confidential. It's your sister's birthday. I sent an azalea plant with your card on it.
But she likes roses.
I know, but they are way much expensive and you simply must get in for your haircut. Incidentally, you do need a haircut.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
Sorry if I annoy you.
Oh my God.
What's wrong, Doctor?
I have to step out for a moment.
What about Mrs. Durant?
I simply must go.
Oh, Doctor, please explain it calmly to me.
Miss Dickinson, I have nothing to explain to you.
What about all the other patients? What will I say?
I don't know. Tell them anything. Just get out of it.
Doctor, I know that letter came from a woman. Really, if you start putting your girlfriends before
Miss Dickinson, shut up.
Doctor, you've never said that to me before.
Remind me to say it more often.
Doctor. Hello, Dr. Winston's office. No, he's not here. Now look, Mr. Sullivan, if you have a message for the doctor, you had better give it to me. What? Tony's alive? But who is Tony? Hello? Hello?
Lady, where the hell is the doctor?
Tony, are you all right?
I didn't know dentists made house calls.
I knew it. I knew it. I should have known it. As a matter of fact, I didn't know it.
Know what?
But you wouldn't do it.
Well, I almost did. But then I had somebody phone you and say I didn't.
Nobody phoned me. All I got was the letter. A day full of appointments, 20 patients coming, and you send a letter that you're going to kill yourself, and then don't.
Well, sorry to disappoint you.
The whole thing was a fake, wasn't it?
Everything's a fake, Julian. Including our love affair. There's no room for me in your life.
Tony, this isn't like you.
Oh, I know. I must always be sweet. Fun. Accept everything with a smile. Even when you break a date at the last minute.
Now we're getting to it. That's what this whole thing is about. I canceled one lousy little date and you... As a matter of fact, it so happens that I had a meeting with a Swedish dentist and we were talking shop. Oh, darling, why do we hurt each other?
Don't, Julian. I've made a decision. We're through.
Through? But we're so happy together.
We are.
I'm happy together.
I'm fed up. When I love, it's all or nothing. I want a man of my own. For me alone. So here, I packed your pajamas and your cough syrup and your slippers and your robe.
Tony, cut it out. Everything was going so smoothly. Yes?
Hey, I brought Tony some fruit.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, wait a minute, that's Igor.
I didn't know you had company.
Oh, it's only Julian.
Oh, hi, Dr. Winston. I'm Igor Sullivan. I just spoke to your nurse on the phone.
Is there something wrong with your teeth?
Oh, no. I just calling to let you know Tony's still alive, and you don't have to worry about her letter.
Alive?
You feeling all right today, Tony?
Oh, fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop by later anyway. Make sure you turn off the gas.
The gas?
The gas.
The gas.
The gas. Tony, I'm a bastard.
Now, Julian,
Real bastard.
please.
You were gonna kill yourself because of me.
I saw no other way out.
I'm the biggest bastard in the whole world.
Julian, please. You're starting to make it sound like bragging. It wasn't really your fault. I knew what I was getting into. You've always told me the truth.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
But you couldn't, Julian. You're a decent guy, and that's why I've loved you. And now, I'm returning you to your wife and children, and I hope you'll be very happy.
No, Tony. You'll see. We'll work this out. I'm gonna make up for everything.
Oh, I know how it'll be. We'll go to East Hampton for a weekend. We'll be happy. Then I'll get another one of your cancellations and feel worse than before.
No, Tony. No more weekends. I'm talking about whole lifetime. I'm talking about marriage.
What do you mean, Mary?
You know what I mean. Mary. Do you? I do. Do I? You do. Right away.
What about your wife?
I'll divorce her.
What about your children?
I'll divorce them too.
Julian, this isn't funny.
I'm being very serious. And I don't know why I haven't thought of this before. And you were gonna kill yourself.
And you really do love me, Julian?
You're just now finding out?
Julian, not now.
Why not now?
Not now.
But I'm crazy about you.
Igor is right next door. He can hear everything.
He's been next door before.
But I hadn't met him then.
The sooner we can move you out of here, the better. Just think. Soon, you'll be Mrs. Julian Winston. Mrs. Julian Winston. Imagine that. Me, a married man. I mean, married to you.
Julian, what did become of her? Your wife.
Why do you want to keep talking about my wife?
You'll have to make some arrangement about her. What do you figure on doing?
Simple. Hup. Out.
And is that what you'll say when you tire of me? Hup, out?
No. It's different with you and I. I love you. I barely even knew my wife.
Oh, really? How did the 3 children come? United parcel?
Well, in the beginning, I was very polite. Don't worry about her. I will take care of her.
And what if she refuses to give you a divorce?
She wouldn't dare. Come on, let's just forget her.
I can't. The thought of breaking up a home sort of spoils things.
Here, I think of you as happy and carefree.
You don't really know me. I may do a lot of strange things. Bad things. But I have standards.
Well, what if... Tony, I hadn't wanted to go into this yet. What if it's my wife who wants the divorce?
Oh, God. You mean she found out about us?
Well, let's just say that she wants the divorce too.
Well, if that's true,
It is.
then Julian, in that case, I would be proud to marry you. But there is one thing you've got to do for me.
Anything, just ask.
I'd like to meet her.
Who, my wife?
Yes, I'd like to get things straight with her.
Come on, Tony.
I want her to tell me herself that she wants to leave
She
you.
does. Have I ever lied to you before?
It's very important to me that she doesn't think of me as some evil homewrecker. I don't want to have to hide every time I see her somewhere. Julian, if I don't meet her, we'll never have a happy day together.
But
Oh, baby.
Oh,
You will arrange for us to meet, won't you, Julian?
of course.
Julian,
Tony,
I want to meet her.
don't worry. You'll meet her. You will. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you right away. I'll be saying it for many a day. I'm in love with you now. Do you think I'm fooling when I say?
The doctor, is he waiting?
Senor Sanchez, I tried to phone you at the UN, but you had already left.
I was given an appointment for 5 o'clock.
I know, but the doctor had to step out this morning and he hasn't returned. He can't keep the appointment.
Well, isn't that too bad?
You know, Senor Sanchez, I would say you sound relieved. You're not afraid of the doctor. He's very gentle.
It is funny. I am not by nature a coward. In my own country, I am known as El Bravo!
El Bravo. Wow.
I have been through 6 bloody revolutions. I have played a whole game of polo with a broken leg. I have sat in my seat at the United Nations and, without flinching, listened to 10 full-length Cuban speeches. But dentists,
I'll give you an appointment for next week.
You can make it next year. But you know I am really not a coward.
We all have our little weaknesses.
I have several big ones. You know, my dear, you are very attractive.
Gracias, senor. Now, how about
But you try to conceal it.
very successfully, I'd say.
That outfit does not fool me. You see, we Latins have a great eye for hidden beauty. For centuries, our women were all covered up, veils, mantillas, and so forth. So, in defense, Latin men had to develop an instinct for guessing what was underneath. And you are worth knowing.
How about next Thursday?
Wonderful. Where shall we meet?
That'll be you and Dr. Winston.
But I would like for us to have dinner together sometime. Think about it. Candlelight, music, guitars.
Will your wife be going?
My wife! You would not like my wife. Nobody likes my wife. Let's make us next Thursday after my appointment.
Senor Sanchez, I can't. You're a married man.
I don't understand. If I'm married, that's my problem. What does that have to do with you? You know, I would not be prejudiced if you were married. Americanos. Still, I would like to get to know you better. What is your first name?
Stephanie. They call me La Brava.
Well then, hasta la vista. La brava.
Hasta la vista.
Senor Sanchez, I can take you now.
But I cannot take you now.
Well, you made him happy.
I'm sorry I ran out on you this morning.
I managed.
I knew you would.
Oh, you knew I would. Well, I didn't know I would, but everything got straightened out. Told Mrs. Durant some story about your mother being bitten, and I gave the new appointments to the rest of the patients.
See, I know I can count on you in a jam.
Thank you, Doctor. Now, if you don't need me for anything else tonight. Hello, Dr. Winston's office. Is this about an appointment? Oh, I see. It's personal.
Hello? Yes, you'll meet her. Don't worry. You'll meet her. All right. Bye.
I'll just straighten up inside and leave.
Miss Dickinson, are you in a hurry this evening?
Well, no, Doctor. If there's anything else I can do for
As a
you.
matter of fact, I would like to talk to you. If you have
Talk?
any- Yes.
To me? What about?
Well, have a seat. You see, you and I have been working together for about 10 years now, and I just now realized that I really don't know anything about you at all.
Stephanie Dickinson. You see me at my desk. I'm out in the open.
Yes, but at night, when you go home, you do continue to exist. I mean, who is Stephanie Dickinson?
Why do you want to know?
I just do. Please, tell me.
Well, this is silly.
No, it's not. Please, continue.
I live in Jackson Heights.
Alone?
Yes. I mean, no. With my mother. We have 3 rooms. Actually, 3.5. There's a dining alcove. It's a big alcove, so you could really say 4 rooms. That's where we keep the television. We like to watch the news at night when we're eating. I like Walter Cronkite. Mother likes Huntley and Brinkley better, so we don't often watch Walter Cronkite.
And what do you do after Huntley Cronkite? I mean, after dinner.
Well, I'll go for a walk with Frida, my Cocker Spaniel.
Frida. That's an interesting name for a Cocker Spaniel.
Frida loves it. Some evenings, I visit my sister. She, my brother-in-law, and I, we like to play Scrabble.
Scrabble. That's fun.
My brother-in-law, he's really good at it, but he cheats. They have 2 sons, very fond of my nephews. I like to take them out on my day off to the park, sometimes to the circus. And some evenings, I go to the movies. I like movies, foreign movies.
And what do you do on your vacation?
Oh, well, that's when I change. I become another person. I like to saddle up my little MG.
A sports car? Hey.
I told you I'd change in the summer. That's when I like to break away from everything and go zooming up to Cape Cod.
Alone.
Yeah, with my mother. She likes the Cape and she's marvelous company. Of course, we do take Frida.
Naturally.
We like to rent a little cottage down by the water. It's part of an artist colony. quite bohemian.
Bohemian, that must be really wild, huh?
Well, Mother wears blue jeans. You ought to see her.
Oh, yes, I'd love to. But, Miss Dickinson, we have spent an awful lot of time this evening talking about your family. Frida, your mother, and so forth. But what I'd really like to know is, what about you? What about your personal life? I mean, are there any,
Men? You mean men?
Yes. What I'd like to know is, I mean, I don't want to pry, but
Well, at the moment, there are no men in my life.
you said at the moment. So there have been men in the past.
Doctor, I'm no sex goddess, but I haven't spit my life in a tree. I actually was in love once.
Oh?
Terribly in love. Astounding, isn't it? But it almost lasted 3 years.
But
But he was married.
him too?
What do you mean, him too?
Nothing. I was just thinking of a similar case. Please continue.
Yes, and I sent him back to his wife and his children. I dated a couple of other men, very attractive, but they were married too. Strange, Doctor. I seem to be the type that attracts married men. Frankly, I hadn't planned on being an old maid.
An old maid? You've got quite a ways to go.
Well, but I'm making fast progress. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to be late for dinner, so I guess I better be going.
Miss Dickinson, I've enjoyed this talk we've had this evening. I find you to be a very rare and sensitive, generous person.
I guess I'm all right.
I just know that if I was in trouble, I could count on you to help me out.
You know, this is true, Doctor.
Except, sometimes there comes a problem that's, well, it's too difficult to explain.
Well, why don't you try me?
Okay. Well, Miss Dickinson, recently I have come to be in need of a wife.
A wife? Doctor, I never expected a wife.
Oh, please forgive me. What I mean is I just need a wife for about 15 or 20.
15 or 20?
Yes. Well, I'm sorry, I must be explaining this all wrong. What I need, Miss Dickinson, is someone to play the part of my wife.
You mean someone like me?
If you only would. It wouldn't involve any, all you'd have to do is tell a certain someone that you want a divorce. You see, Miss Dickinson, recently I've decided to get married. Didn't I tell you?
No, you didn't.
Oh, well, I have.
Congratulations.
Thanks, but the girl that I want to marry, her name is Tony Simmons. She thinks I'm already married.
Whoever would have told her that?
Well, at the time, I had my reasons. I'll figure all that out later. But for now, I need to dig up a wife.
What you need to do now is stop digging and tell the girl the truth. Good night.
I can't do that. Tony's liable to do something. She's so young. I'm the first decent man that she's ever known.
Are you quoting her or you?
Look, Miss Dickinson, Tony is a sensitive girl. She won't marry me until she meets my wife. Doesn't want to be thought of as a homewrecker. Sweet, huh?
Just darling.
Look, she works at the village LP. If you'd only go down there and talk to her...
I loathe lies.
No more than I do, Miss Dickinson. No more than I. But I just can't think of any other way out of this one. Miss Dickinson, you hold my happiness in your 2 hands.
Doctor, for many years, these 2 hands that now hold your happiness have only held your surgical instruments in your appointment book. You've managed to handle your happiness without any help from me. Now you want to use me in this disgusting way? You just tricked me into talking about myself so that I'd break down and what you did wasn't very pretty, Doctor. Not very pretty.
You can't get decent help these days.
Man, I don't like any of these.
Too bad.
Hey, what do you got over there?
Hey, you've been playing records all day. Why don't you ever buy one?
Because I'm a music lover.
May I help you, madam?
I'm really not looking for anything in particular. I just thought I'd browse a bit.
Fine, I'm here if you want me.
I've heard there's a marvelous recording of Horwitz's last concert. Do you have it?
Horowitz. We're all out, but I can send it to you.
That'll be fine. I believe my husband has a charge account here. Just send the record to Mrs. Julian Winston.
You?
Me.
You didn't come on account of Horowitz.
No. You see, Miss Simmons, the doctor, my husband, said you were most anxious to meet me. Well, here I am.
Did he tell you about our plans?
The divorce? Naturally.
Well,
Well, what?
you don't mind?
Of course I don't mind. My husband and I are in complete agreement about the divorce.
That makes me very happy.
I'm glad.
Well, you see, Mrs. Winston, you know, I don't know your first name.
Mrs. Winston will do very nicely. I won't be Mrs. Winston very much longer.
Then you do mind.
Of course I don't. Things between the doctor and I have become impossible.
I can't tell you how good that makes me feel.
I really made your day.
Well, it's just that I didn't want to be the cause of your divorce. I never pushed Julian into it. I'm no homewrecker.
I'll remember that. Now, Tommy, may I ask you a question?
Anything.
Are you absolutely sure you're in love with Julian?
You can't ask that.
I just did. Do you love him?
Madly. Wildly. Desperately.
Just as long as you're fond of him. I wouldn't want him to end up bitter or unhappy.
Oh, I understand. Especially after he's had such a terrible marriage.
Not so terrible. After all, we were married 10 years and we still have a very deep respect for each other.
Of course.
Well, I've always had to take care of Dr. Winston, my husband. Aside from his profession, of which he's a master, the doctor is a very vulnerable man. An idealist, a child, a silly child. Damn silly child.
Also an adorable child.
Oh, well, I guess you really do love him. Now that you've heard what you wanted to hear, I guess I'll be running you along. I do hope you have better luck with Julian than I did.
Mrs. Winston, what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me. I'll ride off into the sunset or something.
It's just that I want to be sure you're all right.
I'll write you every day.
Mrs. Winston, what about the children?
The children. The children?
It's going to be tough explaining such a horrible thing to those 3 little children.
The 3? We'll have to tell the children. 3. No, I'll tell the children. Julian's no good at that sort of thing.
How will they take it?
Well, they'll get used to it. At least now, I'll be able to devote myself to them full time. I'm afraid I haven't been a very good mommy. I spent most of my time helping Julian with his work. Of course, he does have a nurse.
Oh, I know. I hear Miss Dickinson is marvelous.
She is.
One of those sterling old maids. Probably madly in love with the boss.
Who told you that, Julian?
No. But by the way he described her.
How did he describe her?
Well, he didn't really describe her, but once when he was working late, I felt a sudden pang of jealousy about Miss Dickinson. I told Julian about it and he laughed and laughed. Have you ever been jealous of her?
No. And anyone who's married to the dashing Dr. Winston had better not be the jealous type. They'll have no time for anything else. I shouldn't be.
No, it's all right. I mean, I know Julian must have messed around, but after all, when a man has such a terrible marriage...
Don't keep saying that. I really must go.
Mrs. Winston, you asked me a question about me. Now, I want to ask you one about you. Are you absolutely sure you don't love him anymore?
Of course I don't love him anymore. But it's not as simple as that. You can't leave a man whom you've lived with for 10 years without feeling a little pain. This is a man whom you've shared all the little things of everyday life with. Worrying about his tailor, his barber, making him sandwiches. He's crazy about those chicken and egg salad sandwiches. Taking care of him, thinking for him constantly. A man who's all yours, or almost all yours. I don't know what's come over me. I'm talking gibberish. It must be that music. What is it?
That's Alvignoni, the Adagio.
Lovely. I'll have it. I'll take it with me now.
Of course. Shall I charge it to Dr. Winston?
No, I think I'll start paying for things myself now.
I'll give you the same 10% discount I give Dr. Winston.
How nice.
You're entitled to it. That'll be $3. Thank you.
Well, now, I really must be going.
Mrs. Winston.
Yes.
Mrs. Winston, I just wanted to say, well, I can't let you go without telling you that I think you're a gracious, charming, very attractive woman.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Tony, honey, are you home?
Oh, hey, Tony. I thought I'd come back in and grab my razor.
Mr. America?
Runner up. I'm sorry, sir. I thought I heard Tony come in, and I was going to come back and grab my razor.
Why should your razor be in here?
Oh, she borrowed it this morning.
Why didn't you use my electric razor? It's here.
Oh, she's scared of it, and it gives her goose pimples.
You seem to know a lot about Tony, don't you? And why the hell would you come in here dressed in a loincloth?
Now listen, I just want to grab my razor. I got a date tonight, and I want to shave as soon as possible. I'm sorry if I'm annoying you.
Oh, how do you expect me to feel if when a man barges into my fiance's apartment dressed like that?
Fiance? Why do you keep kidding her?
Kidding her.
Now, listen, dentist.
Doctor.
Sorry. Why don't you do this poor girl a favor and get out of her hair? You know, she almost killed herself on account of you, and now you're feeding her that fiance crap.
Well, suppose this fiance crap is true. Tony and I are getting married.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Then why didn't she tell me?
Why should she tell you?
Hey, Igor. That's a new towel.
Hi, Tony. Congratulations. I just heard the good news.
Oh, thanks, Igor, but it'll be a while yet. There's still the divorce.
Oh, you haven't gotten the divorce yet.
Well, it's just
Tony, this gentleman came in here looking for his razor. Would you please go and get it for him so we don't have to keep him any longer?
that... Oh, sorry, Igor. I should have returned it.
So, you haven't gotten the divorce yet.
What I wouldn't give to have you in my chair for 5 minutes.
I can't find it, Igor.
Oh, damn.
But here's Julian's electric razor. You can use it.
I hate electric razors.
Sorry.
It's the automation.
While you were at it, why didn't you give him my toothbrush? By the way, it's late. Where have you been?
Julian, I had a visitor this afternoon.
At the shop?
Your wife.
She came?
You arranged it.
Well, you see, at first she didn't want to, but I guess I convinced her. So, how'd it go?
Oh, Julian, she was marvelous. Magnificent. Handled herself beautifully. She's a lady.
Well, you know, I don't marry just anyone.
Julian, you've lied to me.
What? Well, what did she tell you? I deny it.
Well, you didn't really lie. Perhaps you were unaware of it yourself. Julian, dear, your wife still loves you.
Could you repeat that for me?
I'm telling you that your wife still loves you.
Look, Tony. Did she or did she not say that she wanted a divorce?
She did.
Okay, there.
But she'll do anything to make you happy. Julian, she's crazy about you. Anybody can see that.
All right, let's just be calm. Now, tell me, what did that damn fool, what did my wife say?
It wasn't really what she said. It was more of what she didn't say.
Okay, what didn't she say? Word for word.
It's hard to... I don't know. There was something about her manner. For instance, when she spoke about your barber, I got all choked up. She spoke so sweetly about the chicken and eggs on sandwiches.
She bragged about those damn sandwiches?
She didn't brag. She just told me that she made them for you, and it sounded as though they were made with love.
No, they're made with mayonnaise, and too much. And the next time she gives me one of them, I'm gonna smack her across the mouth with it.
Julian! There's a very cruel streak in you. This fine woman...
This fine woman? Suddenly, you're my wife's lawyer. Look, Tony, you wanted to meet my wife, so I arranged it. Here.
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake. Great.
Maybe if I hadn't met her. But I did meet her, and I liked her. The way you like an older sister. I wanted to protect her, especially after I saw her with the children.
She brought the children?
Oh, not to the shop. She wouldn't be that indelicate. Julian, you really don't know her at all.
Boy, that's an understatement.
The children were waiting in the sweet shop across the street. I watched through the window when she left. She bought them each an ice cream cone and then they left. She didn't bring a little girl though, just the two boys.
Those damn nephews.
Nephews? Nonsense. A woman knows when she sees a real mother with her own children. Besides, anyone who sees those kids can't doubt they're yours. It's fantastic how much the older boy looks like you.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Incidentally, how old is Peter?
Peter.
Your older boy? That's Peter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Peter. Now let's see, how old would he be now?
You told me he was 8.
Well, if I told you he's 8, then he's 8.
Why do men fib about their children's age? Julian, I saw that boy. He looks about 11 or 12.
Then Peter is 11 or 12.
That's very interesting, considering you've only been married for 10 years. Come on, Julian, the truth.
The truth? Okay. Peter was a premature baby. Born before we were married.
It explains everything.
How's that?
Don't you see? Here's a woman who was willing to give herself to you before you were married. That was not a marriage of convenience. It was love.
Oh my
And
God.
she still loves you. And I would always feel guilty if I ever
Look,
did anything.
Tony, did it ever occur to you that maybe she wants this divorce just as much as I do? And for a very good reason?
What good reason?
Oh, boy. Another guy.
Your wife, another man. I would be very much surprised.
This isn't something that a man with a normal ego would brag about.
I guess that's true. Well, why shouldn't she have a boyfriend? Because, I mean, after all, you have a mistress.
You nut.
You know, Julian, I sort of like it better.
Like what better?
The fact that you've been cheated upon. Your wife doing that makes it all seem nicer.
Well, if it makes you happy, then I'm happy.
Do you think he'll marry her?
Who?
Our fellow.
I don't know. I don't care.
Well, I'm curious. What's he like?
I have no idea. I've never met the man.
Well, wouldn't you like to meet him? Sort of look him over? I know I'd like to meet him.
No! No!
But Julian,
No! No!
Julian, this man may become your children's stepfather someday. Maybe he'll rob your wife or exploit her, beat her. You must arrange for us to meet this fellow.
No!
All right, I'll arrange it myself. Now that I know your wife, I'll just go to her.
No, no, no! You can't do that. You mustn't.
All right, Julian. But if you love me,
No, 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 no. Tony, what's the matter? thing. All we have to do is find a man who'll pretend to be your boyfriend.
No!
But you... I'll be right with you, Mrs. Durant. Just be still. Look, Miss Dickinson, I think I threw this boyfriend thing at you all too quickly. I'll get rid of Mrs. Durant, and then we can discuss it.
It won't do you any good.
You're getting as prickly as your damn cactus.
My cactus and I will be happy to resign. I'm beginning to hate him and this whole damn place.
Hello, Dr. Winston's office.
Oh, Mr. Greenfield, I'm sorry your filling fell out. Well, the doctor can't see you today. He's completely booked up. No, it's not spot on my part. Please, Mr. Greenfield, you mustn't come up. I told you the doctor is. Mr. Greenfield! Well, let him come up. At least he's in pain. That'll give me something to look forward to.
Sorry, I had to hurt you a little.
Oh, it's fine, dear. Forgive and forget. It's my motto. But you're probably overtired. I've told you before, this whole bachelor thing is not for you. You're always running around.
Mrs. Durant, I'm not like other bachelors. I mean, I lead a very regular life. I get to work very early in the morning, and I go to bed very early in the evening. Miss Dickinson here can confirm this.
Oh, yes, he's in bed very early.
Well, you should try sleeping. Bye, dears.
Now, listen to me.
No, you listen to me. You wanted me to pose as your wife. It was ridiculous, but I did it, and I think I did it beautifully.
You did it too beautifully. Tony thinks you're still in love with me.
Me?
Not you, my wife.
Where would you get a ridiculous idea like that?
From you.
Nonsense. My behavior was impeccable. I was a dignified, civilized, willing to be divorced wife. I said nothing that would
It
lead
wasn't
money to.
what you said, it was what you didn't say.
It was nothing I didn't say.
Well, whatever it was, you certainly got her choked up when you talked about those shirts of mine and those chicken and egg sandwiches.
Listen, I was playing a part and I wanted to play it right. Couldn't very well take my situation lightly. A divorce is a serious thing, especially when there's children. By the way, you might have told me I had children.
Well, why did you have to bring them along? She saw you with them and then that got her choked up too.
It was my day off. I always take my nephews out on my day off. And if I can't take my day off the way I see fit, then I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice right now.
Come now, Miss Dickinson. You know I can't get along without you.
Of course I do.
You must do this for me. Not only as my dear friend, but as my nurse. It's your professional duty.
Professional?
Yes. My problems with Tony are beginning to affect my work. Do you want to know what happened in there just now? I hurt Mrs. Durant. She felt pain. It's the first time I've ever hurt a patient, ever.
I predicted your disintegration.
Look, Miss Dickinson, you played the part of my wife once, and you did enjoy it, didn't you?
I guess it wasn't so bad.
Well, now's your chance to play that part again. I mean, you wouldn't want to give up such a great role after only one night. That'd be like an actress doing a great Joan of Arc, and then only doing it for one evening. I mean, I'm sorry, did I hurt your feelings?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that between the two roles, Joan of Arc has the happy ending.
Very amusing. Now, will you please do this for me just once more and then never again?
So I lose a husband and I gain a boyfriend. Well, all right. I'll go see Tony and I'll tell her I have a boyfriend.
No, that's not going to work. She has to see you with him.
Well, how are we going to do that?
Well, don't worry. I'll think of something. Have you a friend who could do this for me? Maybe that brother-in-law of yours.
Doctor, keep my family out of it. You want me to play a part? Now you want me to furnish my own props? You want me to have a boyfriend? You find me one.
It's not going to be that easy.
Oh?
No, it has to be somebody I can trust.
How about Senor Sanchez? He's already asked me out on a date.
Really? Senor Sanchez made overtures at you.
Oh, not overtures. Just a tiny bossa nova.
Miss Dickinson, you know that I don't care for that sort of thing in the office. I mean, it can lead to all
Oh, be
sorts of...
quiet and keep working on my boyfriend.
Julian, you gotta help me.
Harvey! Harvey, you're the one! What's wrong? I mean, you don't have to sleep with him. She really hates me.
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I happen to know that girl really likes you.
Come on.
Sit. Do you still want your girlfriend's teeth fixed?
Afraid? Those drinks coming anytime soon? Come on. Take your time. Hey, over here.
God, it's dark in here.
Sit down.
Where's the chair?
Sit down. It'll be there. This is atmosphere, mood lighting.
But we're here to be seen. Why did Dr. Winston pick a place with visibility 0?
I picked it.
Might I know.
Yeah, I come here a lot.
Well, it can't be much of a place. There's not anybody here.
Oh, it's too early. It's only midnight. This place doesn't really come to life until 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning? By that time, I'll be safely home in my little bed.
Of course.
Where are they?
They'll be here. Calm down. Hey, you look different. Pretty good. All dressed up. Not like at the office, you look like a giant Band-Aid.
Mr. Grimton!
I'm sorry, here, have a drink. It'll make me look better to you.
There's not enough whiskey in the world.
To our love affair.
God forbid!
Look, I think we're getting off on the wrong foot here. I'm your lover. The reason you're getting a divorce? Try and act a little crazy about me, why don't you?
When Julian and Tony get here, not one moment sooner. Now, if you'll just give me a few minutes to fight off my revulsion.
This is gonna be a funny event. Look, as long as we agree to do this for Dr. Winston, we should make the best of it. And, just have as much fun as we can. Have some...
Your hand!
What about it?
What's on my knee?
Sorry, I thought that was mine. You wanna dance?
I'd rather die.
Come on, let's find a place in the corner where we can be alone.
Well, that shouldn't be hard. We're the only ones here.
Oh, there they are.
Where? I have not planned this. Oh, look, there they are. Quick, act natural. Flirt with me.
You want me to act natural and flirt with you at the same time?
Really are a mouse.
Mindy drags to this creepy place.
Well, a friend of mine told me about it. He said it was in.
I've never heard of it.
Nobody has. Maybe that's why it's in.
Hey, that girl's not bad, Julian sure can pick 'em.
Don't stare at them. We should be the ones they see first. Stop.
Julian,
What?
it's your wife.
The wife? Nonsense.
Honest, I recognize her. I'm sure.
Where?
In the corner with a man.
Say, it is my wife. And with her boyfriend. Imagine that, all of us here at once.
This is embarrassing.
You were the one who insisted on saying it.
Yeah, but now I know the spy. Well, as long as we're here, how do you know it's her boyfriend?
Just look at it.
We seem very
And I thought she only played Scrabble.
How are we doing, you think?
They don't act as though they notice us. We better push things. Let's dance.
Look, a second ago you said that you'd rather die.
Shut up and dance.
Julian, I want to sing a little.
She dances.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. This is my
Hi, I'm Harvey Greenfield, the boyfriend.
and this is Harvey. This is my husband.
Oh, good to meet you, old man. I've heard a lot about you. In fact, I heard back in school
Why don't
you...
you join us for a drink?
Oh well, I don't think so.
Well, I know it's an awkward situation, but we are civilized people after all. Right?
You have a point, Julian.
Unless you two would rather be alone.
Oh, Christ no. I mean, we're civilized people. Let's have a drink. Party's on me.
So what do you think?
I don't know yet.
Damn! Where the hell's the powder room?
So, Stephanie, I never thought I'd see you in a nightclub. You're a real swinger, huh?
Yes, she is.
Well, you see, you've never really known me. Another drink, Harv.
Oh. Hey.
You see, Tony, Dr. Winston never knew I could go out much because of the children. They were too young.
Mr. Greenfield,
Yes, dear?
how do you like children?
Grilled, medium rare.
That's a very funny joke, Mr. Greenfield.
You betcha.
But it's said by a man with a deep-seated emotional issue.
What?
I mean, deep down, I'm
Deep down.
sure you love children.
Oh, yes! Haha! Yes, deep down. I love children. Especially yours. I'm nuts about them.
Mr. Greenfield,
Yes, honey?
what business are you in?
Oh, drink out, here.
Honey, she asked me a question, okay? Honey, I'm not in business. I'm in television.
Let's have another drink.
You see, I'm an actor.
An actor.
Yep.
Isn't that a very insecure profession?
Only financially. That's quite the girl you got there, Julian. You know, I heard it's gonna happen very soon between you two.
As soon as we can make it.
Yep.
Julian, I hardly think this is the moment to discuss
Oh,
things
come on,
like...
Tony. These people are like family. We have nothing to hide from them.
Right, Julian. You know, Stephanie and I have nothing to hide either.
Can we please just change the subject?
Oh, look at her blush.
Really, Harvey?
You know, she's kind of cold in public, but once you get her alone, wow! She is out of this world. Of course, I don't have to tell you, Julian. After all, you were married. Another drink.
Oh, there you are, Harvey. Sorry I'm late, honey. Oh, hello, everybody.
Would you like to join us?
No, she doesn't want to join us. We have to talk business. Yeah, business. Okay.
What is this? Did we have a date tonight, or didn't we?
Let's go talk at the bar. How about that? We'll be right back, folks. She's just the daughter of one of my sponsors, a silly debutante. We'll be right back.
What is this? What are you trying to pull?
Quiet,
We
or
had
you will be stuck with those old teeth of yours.
If you don't mind, excuse me. I think I'll go powder my nose or something.
Do you want me to go with you?
Oh, no, dear, thank you, but I'll be all right.
Well, Julian,
What's wrong?
he's a bum.
Well, my wife seems to like him.
Like him. Can you see how humiliated she was?
What the hell do you want me to do?
We've got to snatch your wife from that man's clutches.
Oh, Tony, he might have had a few drinks.
Oh,
but you
don't you dare defend him. I'm angry enough you were so chummy with him. Julian, my respect for you is going down every minute. I see you with different eyes than what I see.
Hey, is this party still going on?
Not for you, Harvey.
What?
I don't like the way you talk to my wife.
Okay, Julian, joke's a joke.
It's not a joke.
What?
I don't like the way you talk to my wife or my girl.
Julian, this is my good suit. You're kind of tearing.
Harvey, I want you to leave and never see Stephanie or my children again. And if I ever hear that you've harassed her, I will personally come and knock your teeth out.
Okay. What about my temporary film?
Out! Out!
That ought to take care of him.
Julian, I've never seen that ferocious side of you before. You were beautiful.
Well, it was nothing.
I liked it.
How about you and I get out of here then and go back to your place where we can be alone?
I feel that way myself, but stop it. Here's your wife.
I called for a taxi. I'm a little tired. I want to go home. So if you'll excuse me.
Wait, you're going home alone? Without an escort?
Well, I'm used to that.
You really are one of the gayest women I know.
Thank you, my dear. Now I must be going.
No! You can't go home alone. Julie will drive you.
Oh, I couldn't allow that.
I insist. I live right near here. I'll take the taxi.
Oh, well, if I thought Julian wouldn't mind.
Oh, believe me, he'll be happy to do it.
Julian, you wouldn't mind?
Well, say, I have an idea. Why don't I take both of you home and I'll drop you off first?
Well, in that case, since Tony lives right near here, maybe you should drop her off first.
I'll take you home first.
What do you think, Tony?
She's right, Julian. I'll take the taxi. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
All right, let's go.
Oh, Julian, dear, don't forget to tell Tony good night. I'll wait for you here.
Thanks a lot. You're a great little friend. All right, I'll take her home and then I will rush back over to your place.
No, Julian, not tonight. Stay with her.
Are you out of your mind?
After all she's put up with, I think we can sacrifice at least one night.
What the hell do you want me to do with it?
I want you to be very nice.
Wait a minute, you don't...
Very nice. To please me.
All right, let's go.
Oh, dear, it's been such a long time since we've gone home together.
Come on.
Good night, Tony. You've been so very thoughtful.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day? I just love days like this. It was such a marvelous drive-in this morning, simply wonderful. The air was so fresh and clean, and it made me feel so good.
Why the hell are you so happy?
Doctor, is there anything wrong with me being happy?
Yes. I don't like it.
Well, you know, you're the one that's always complaining that I'm so grim and efficient, comparing me to my cactus. Well, every once in a while, this prickly little thing puts forth a lovely little flower that some people think...
Ah, cut it out. I know why you're so happy. You're happy because last night was a complete and utter disaster.
Maybe, but I admit I've had gayer evenings.
Who's the first patient?
Mrs. Durant.
Oh, I bet that old Razorback will be late as usual.
My, we feel rotten, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Didn't you sleep well?
Nope.
Maybe it's your nerves. You ought to...
Oh, will you ever stop mothering me? You want to know why it is that I couldn't sleep last night? Because I can't stand sleeping alone. What I mean is... Oh, the hell with it, I can't stand sleeping alone. Stop humming.
You know, I was just sure that as soon as you dropped me off last night, you'd go rushing right back to your little lovely passion flower.
Well, I didn't.
Why not?
Well, Tony thought you were sad and humiliated, and she insisted that I stay with you
Wait a minute.
to comfort you.
But you didn't comfort me.
You're damn right I didn't.
Listen, I'm in this so deep now, I just want to make sure our stories are straight as far as Tony's concerned. Did we spend the night together?
No.
Good. With your imagination, I never know what you'll have me doing next.
Well, you'll be glad to know you didn't do that.
What about Tony? If she hears that we didn't, she might insist that we do, and then ask if she can come and watch.
Don't worry about Tony. I'm gonna tell her the truth. I thought about it last night while I tossed and turned. I have to. The whole truth and nothing but.
Say, I bet that makes you feel better.
No. It makes me feel rotten. Tony is liable to do something terrible. And it's all your fault.
My fault?
Yes. Who the hell asked you to stick your nose into my affairs?
Who the hell? You the hell, that's who the hell. Like a dope, I did everything I could to help you out.
Plus everything you could do to louse me up. Poor Harvey.
Poor Harvey?
The terrible things I had to say to that.
They couldn't be terrible enough for that odious man.
Oh, I know. Harvey's a fool, but still.
Still what?
You could have been more flexible. You didn't have to convince Tony that you hated him, and you didn't have to put on the whole act about being so humiliated.
I was humiliated, and I did hate him. What?
I'm just curious. Do you hate all men?
No!
How loud? Perhaps too loud.
Don't start analyzing.
Well, I'm not speaking as a layman, you know. In dental school, we had a whole year of psychiatry.
I still only trust you with my teeth and my gums.
Miss Dickinson, as a trained observer, I detect in you a strong ambivalence about men.
I don't give a damn about men.
Again, you're loud and coarse.
I don't give a hoot about men.
But you don't hate them.
No! No.
You know what? I think I believe you.
Thank you very much.
I think you think you're telling the truth. But truth can be complicated. You see, you hate men.
I don't hate men.
Damn it, let me finish. You give the impression that you hate men. And why? Because deep down you don't. But you're afraid that you don't. So you pretend that you do. But you really never have.
A whole year of psychiatry?
It's a textbook case. A deep-seated emotional fear that forces you to destroy any possible relationship. And that's what caused you to hate Harvey.
No one needs a reason to hate Harvey.
Now, take what happens here in the office every day. I'm a man. You treat me very nicely. You look after me devotedly. But how do you make up for that? By completely defeminizing yourself.
Listen, Doctor. I don't care what you think of me or how I look. I'm a nurse, not a geisha girl.
Oh, I didn't mean to. But
Boy, Dr. Winston, I'm so sorry I'm late, but you must understand. What's the matter with her?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I mean, she just has a cold. How does your cold feel, Miss Dickinson?
What cold?
Your cold.
Fine, I'll go see about that.
No. Don't get up. I'll handle
I know I've had a hell of a night. What's your excuse?
Nothing, Mrs. What's her name again, Miss?
What the hell's the matter with you people? Last week you nearly drilled the top of my head off, remember that? And now you can't remember my name? What the hell am I saying? I can't remember my name.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Durant. Mrs. Durant!
Nice to meet me, isn't it? Doctor, I've told you before, this bachelor thing is not for you. I mean, think about it, dear. You're surrounded by women all day. Women patients and women... Anyways, lots of women. And that cheap white coat you wear, well, and it gives you lots of razzmatazz. Makes you nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Oh, you better pay attention to me, Doctor. I have a nose for sexual tension.
This whole place is going to hell. Look, Miss Dickinson, this afternoon I'm going to tell Tony the truth. And then she and I will get married. And then you and I will continue working just as we have before, and I'm sure you'll be happy.
You mean it's my professional duty? Look, Doctor, you made it perfectly clear what you think of me.
Well, I didn't mean those. Well, yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. You do defeminize yourself. And why, Miss Dickinson? Because you're afraid. Afraid of life. Afraid of intimacy. You're just as scared as that little cocker spaniel of yours.
Frida has had 22 puppies.
Hey!
Julian, what are you doing here so early?
Well, I had 2 patients cancel on me this morning, so I have an hour free. Say, do you always stand up there like that?
Like what?
Well, let's just say if any customer were to stand where I'm standing, let's just say it's quite an angle.
Oh, that. Nobody here looks. What's funny for me?
Nothing. It's a surprise. Why don't you come down?
Oh, what is it?
Well, it's something I wanted to get you for your birthday, but I just couldn't wait.
Can it be? It's such a big box.
Yes.
Black leather slacks?
Black leather slacks?
A suede coat?
Can't you think bigger than that?
What can it be? Oh, I've got to see. Oh my God. A mink stole? And a card too. As ever, Julian.
I wanted it to say, to my darling, adorable, delicious Tony. But I got it wholesale, so
You had to be discreet.
I got it from a patient of mine. But I still paid a bundle.
You must have.
Say, you haven't yet told me whether you like it or not.
A mink stole. A mink stole. Julian, are you trying to tell me something?
No.
You've done something bad and you want me to forgive you.
Why would you think that?
You're not a stingy man, but you're no diamond gem spender either. I don't know, Julian.
Alright. Well, there was something I wanted to talk about.
I thought so.
It's about me and my,
Your wife.
Yes.
Well, go ahead, Julian. I think I understand.
You do?
Sure. Last night, you and she, for old time's sake.
No, Tony, you don't understand.
Julian, it's okay. I understand. After all, it was I who told you to be nice to her. Of course, it was up to you to decide how nice.
No, Tony, please. Just let me talk.
Okay, Julian, go ahead. Talk.
Okay. There's something that I've been meaning to get off my chest for a while, and
I know. You've been very nervous lately.
well, it's about Stephanie. She's you see, Stephanie, she
Yes?
She's... Excuse me. Do you have the Hindemith Quartet?
What were you saying?
The Hindemith Quartet. Hindemith.
You wouldn't like it. Go
I
ahead.
love Hindemith.
Pest. Go ahead, sweetheart. Stephanie is... Stephanie... Come on, Julian, let's have it. You know me, I can forgive anything. Except a lie.
Forget it.
No, we won't forget it. Let me try to help you. You've got a problem with Stephanie, right?
Just forget it.
Let's see. She drinks.
No,
She's a kleptomaniac.
no.
She takes drugs? Well, there is only one thing that I know of that a husband would be too ashamed to talk about. And Stephanie's no nymphomaniac. I guessed it. And that's what you came here to tell me. Wow. Well, go ahead, sweetheart. Give me all the details. And I promise we'll never talk about her again.
You promise?
Absolutely. We are through protecting her.
It's too painful to talk about.
Yeah, well...
My wife Stephanie is a slave to her desires.
That's a very sweet way to describe an info.
So now you know the whole truth about why she wanted a quiet divorce with no publicity.
Oh, Julian, you gotta get the children out of the house right away.
Why? It's not catching.
But still, an awful woman like that. What am I saying, an awful woman? She's not an awful woman, she's marvelous. I admire her. I was just about to give her these. A few records I know that she loves.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I felt so sorry for her last night. Julian, are you absolutely sure she's a slave to her desires?
I thought you said we weren't going to talk about her anymore. I mean, after I told you the whole ugly story, I thought you'd realize how terrible life must have been for her. Must all your sympathies be with her?
You poor dear, I have been dopey. Julian, I'm sorry. It's just that all this time I thought she was in love with you. Now I can see what a miserable life you've had. I'll make it up to you.
I wish I could stay.
So do I, but that Hindemith guy is liable to come back.
Okay. Well, how about I come back and pick you up around 7? We can go to dinner.
Julian, if you don't mind, I'm still going to send her the records.
You're hopeless. But I must say that if all women were as sweet and thoughtful as you,
Hi, Igor.
Hey.
I'll see you later, Tony.
Hi there.
Hi, where?
Guess my timing was off.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I was just in the neighborhood wandering around. I thought I'd drop in.
Wandering? Well, what about your work? Say, you know I haven't heard your typewriter pounding lately.
Well, that's because it hasn't been. I can't seem to get it going.
Well, something on your mind? A girl?
No. I'm through with girls. I want something else. But I don't know what.
I know exactly how you feel.
Well, of course you do. You're hopelessly in love.
I guess so.
You guess so?
Look, Eugene O'Neill, we're not talking about me, we're talking about you. We can't let a great writer go to pieces. What are you doing tonight?
Well, I was planning on staying at home and being depressed.
Nonsense. You'll have dinner with Julian and me.
Oh, Julian will love that.
He'll be happy to have you. Well, anyway, he'll pay the check. Then it's all settled, and after dinner, we'll go dancing.
What's that?
Oh, it's Mink from Julian. How do you like it?
Turn around. You look like my aunt.
I wanted black leather slacks.
Much more tasteful.
Poor Julian. He actually thought this would please me.
Well, it pleased him. A guy like that gets his kicks from draping his women in mink.
It's very unkind, Igor. When I think of all the women that would give their souls for this, and here I am not really wanting it. Hey, Igor.
Yeah?
Here's my chance to do a good deed. I was just about to send his wife some of these records. I'll send her the mink.
Oh, God.
What's wrong? She'll love it.
Tony, you're the most ridiculous, wonderful kook I ever met, but Miss Winston is not going to accept a mink stole from you.
Where's that card? Aha.
As ever, Julian.
Now we're all it's all even. I stole her husband. I give her a stole.
Miss Dickinson, could you take this to the lab, please?
Certainly, Doctor. Oh, by the way, there was a phone call a while ago. Seems there was a package sent to your home addressed to me, or rather, Miss Winston.
Oh.
Your maid was puzzled, so I told her to send it along to the office.
Oh, yes, I know what that is. It's for you.
But what?
Don't worry about it. You'll understand when you get it. Just please, the lab, please.
Okay.
Senor Sanchez, you're 10 minutes early.
Imagine Arturo Sanchez being early for the dentist. It is like a new man, no?
Certainly is.
And do you know why?
Bravo rides again?
Yes! My cowardly fear of dental torture has been overcome by something stronger. The desire to see the lovely, delicious Stephanie.
But first you must see the painless, gentle Dr. Winston. I'll
Wait.
let him know.
Do not call your dueña yet. Stephanie, have you ever been to the April in Paris ball?
No, it's a little bit out of my...
Well, I am a diplomat, and as a diplomat, I have been given an invitation for two. You will join me.
Will your wife be going?
My wife? Ay, Dios mío! Must we always talk about my wife, Stephanie? No, the April in Paris ball. It is wonderful this time of year. Very few Frenchmen.
Well, I rarely go out during the week, and I haven't the clothes for it.
I would not worry about that. In a Swiss bank, I have over 20.
Oh, no. No, thank you.
All right, Stephanie, but let me warn you. Men of my blood can be very persistent.
Ready for you now, Senor Sanchez.
The firing squad. No blindfold.
Get me his x-rays.
Certainly, Doctor.
Mrs. Winston?
Why, yes. Thank you.
Where are those x-rays?
Okay, there.
Thank you.
As ever, Julian?
For me? For me?
Miss Dickinson, these are Harvey Greenfield's
Oh,
x-rays.
forgive me, Doctor.
Are you all right?
I just feel a little dizzy.
Would you like to go home?
No, I'm okay. It's okay. I'm all right. It's just that it came and it's so unbelievable.
Oh, it's not that great a thing. I mean,
And your card. How sweet.
as ever, Julian. Well, I must say, I did spend a considerable amount of time picking out the sort of thing you like. After all, you have done a lot for me lately, so
I'll never be able to thank you enough.
I know you enjoy beautiful music, so
Music. What a lovely way to describe it. Hello, Mother. Listen, dear. I need you to do something for me. Yeah. No, hang on a second. Let me get out.
Miss Dickinson, we're forgetting his x-ray.
I'm sorry. Here they are. What's wrong, Doctor?
Nothing, I'm just a little dizzy.
What is wrong with my x-rays? You know I am very
No,
nervous.
there's nothing wrong with that.
You look beautiful.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Hello, Mother. Listen, dear. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to call Lucille at the dress shop. She showed me a dress yesterday. It was much too expensive. But tell her I'll pick it up on the way home. Tell her it's important. Because tonight, I'm going to the April in Paris
I think Igor's getting over his depression.
Yeah, he gave it to me.
Are you having fun?
Well, yeah, I'm really enjoying watching you two kids dance. Very educational.
Oh, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute.
Please hurry back. Ciao.
Well, you're not being a very good host.
How do you expect me to be with that character like that around? I wanted to be alone. Incidentally, why the hell are we here?
It was the one sure place where we wouldn't run into your wife.
Why? I thought she was your best friend now. I mean, you gave her that expensive mink stole.
You are never going to stop talking about that mink. I'm glad Igor's here. At least he keeps you from nagging.
Imagine giving away such a gift. And with my card on it,
She never would have accepted it from me.
she never would have gotten it from me. Do you have any idea the value of money?
Boy, you're really starting to sound like a square husband. Come on, dear. Smile and enjoy yourself.
I can't. He's back.
Antonia, you want to dance?
Well,
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. Dance, kiddies. I'll just be here alone.
come on, Igor. Let's dance.
Woo!
Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's sit over.
No, Harvey, I don't want to sit here. Let's sit in the bar.
Let's put it this way. Shut up.
Hello, Harvey. How are you?
Oh, how am I? I'm good and sore, and that's how I am. Good and sore.
Well, Harvey, I don't
Last
blame you.
night you treated me like I was dirt and you were Mr. Clean.
Now, Harvey, please. You know I wouldn't say those things purposefully to hurt you. I'll explain it to you in the office. I gotta go. Tony's watching.
Who is?
That is your dentist.
He seems very nervous for a dentist.
Yeah, well, he gets bitten a lot.
What were you saying to that terrible person?
Just a look.
Hello? After what he did to your wife?
Interesting. How did you happen to pick this place?
It's one of my favorites.
In that case, I like it. Drinks.
That ball was marvelous.
No, you are marvelous.
Well, look at that.
Oh, whoa. Tony, who is that?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Stephanie, you are amazing.
Thank you, Arturo.
Everyone at the ball was staring at you. That gown is absolute poetry.
Paris. It's a copy, of course, not the original.
But you should only have original, Stephanie. You know, in a Swiss bank, I have...
On top of all that champagne?
Live!
Hard to believe that's Stephanie.
I know. I recognize the mink, though.
Already found somebody else.
Silly gaucho.
She certainly works fast.
Okay, Tony, let me in on this.
That woman over there, that's Julian's wife.
Whoa. Not bad, Julian. Not bad at all.
Thank you.
Well, get this. She's surrounded by her husband, her ex-boyfriend, and her new one.
Wow. That woman sure must like a lot of action.
Never mind that.
I mean that as a compliment. She's a very appealing lady.
Say, Igor, this is news. You go for older ones.
What? So do you.
There's Dr. Winston.
Oh, God, where? Oh. I never thought I'd see him here tonight.
Oh, would you rather that we leave?
No, it's all right. I don't mind him being here. Do you?
As long as he did not bring his drill.
Oh. Well, let's just ignore him. After all, my evenings are my own.
What about your weekend?
They belong to my mother.
I see.
Oh, Bravo, you're not going to give it that easily, are you?
Senorita, what kind of game are you playing?
Game?
Who is she?
Oh.
I know her. Isn't that the woman from last night?
I think you're right. That is her, huh?
Who is she?
That is the dentist's wife.
Then who's that with the dentist?
That is his girlfriend.
He has a wife and a girlfriend.
It's better than two wives.
So who is that with her?
Oh.
That's the new boyfriend I got.
I'm shocked.
God, there's dancing.
So what? Are you jealous?
No. I just don't think it's good for her to leave the mink lying around like that.
Now it's her me.
Come on, let's dance.
Now you want to dance?
Are you coming or not?
Coming.
Hello, Julian. Good evening. Good evening.
Doctor?
Patient?
Look at them being so damn polite.
What do you want him to do?
Start kicking each other.
They're rotten. Run!
Yup.
No, Julian, this way.
Look, that must be a new dance. Let's try it.
That's it, Stephanie. It's fun.
I got it.
Hey, Sergeant! Hey! How you doing?
Boy, you're terrific. Hey, Igor.
She's
Introduce me.
Mrs. Winston, me, Igor Sullivan. He's very depressed.
Nice to meet you, Miss Winston.
Igor Sullivan, how do you do?
Doing pretty well.
What's that, Igor Sullivan?
Oh, it's the swim.
I hope he drowns.
That's it. You look ready for the backstroke. Whoa, what's that?
Alicia,
What do you call it?
the dentist.
Are you still salty?
If I decide to dance, it's not going to be with Senor Sanchez. I should have brought my wife. Adios, amigo!
I bet you feel as though you're dancing with your mother.
Oh, not at all. I'm having a pretty good time.
So am I.
Well, then just relax. Let's not get neurotic about age. You're a very sexy lady.
Well, I am a lot older.
Oh, great. But you run away to live off your social security checks.
Quite a sight, huh?
Yeah. I must say that Igor of yours is a pretty vulgar dancer.
What do you mean, Igor? She's the one with herself plastered against him. That's no lady, that's a barracuda.
God, you see, he's kissing her on the neck.
Perhaps we're in the way. Oh, Julian, everything you said about Stephanie sure was true.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Tony, if somebody doesn't stop the man, he's going to make love right here on the dance floor.
I don't care to watch anymore. Let's get out of here. Julian? Our song!
Do you think it's really good for me to leave her here like this, alone?
Leave her here like this alone. That's some talk for a man who's planning a divorce.
Oh, well, it's just... Look at him now. I had to punch him in the nose.
It's none of your business.
Tony!
If you want to stay, stay. I'm leaving.
Tony, honey, please, come back.
Yeah, run!
No, thank you. Goodbye. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm afraid I'm a bit late.
It's after 10. 2 patients have already come and gone. The phone has been ringing off the hook. And you walk in here in evening clothes. Evening clothes.
Well, I couldn't go home. It would have made me even later. What a night.
I don't care to hear about it. I'd prefer it if you put that oasis down and go change into your uniform.
Sorry.
Where the hell have you been?
I don't think it would interest you. Besides, it's a blur. A beautiful blurry blur.
You were doing fairly well when I left. I mean, blurry-wise.
Well, you shouldn't have left so soon. Things really started to swing after you left.
I'm sure my leaving helped.
Maybe. Anyway, the place started to fill with lovely, nosy people. Everyone was happy. Everyone bought everyone else drinks. Say, have you ever had a gin and tonic made with tequila?
Tequila and tonic? No, thank you.
You substitute the tequila for the tonic.
Gin and tequila?
They call it a Mexican missile. They say it prevents malaria. No bites.
So you stayed there the whole night, preventing malaria.
Not the whole night, just until 4:30. We went uptown. One of the musicians flanged a big bash at his place.
Flang a big bash?
A party. It was a great jam session. Well, that's a crazy dancing.
I've created a monster.
No, Dr. Frankensteino. This was no creation of yours. This was me. Me experiencing some new things. Things I've never tried before. And having a hell of a good time doing it. I'll never forget it. The dancing, the music, the fun, and best of all, The sunrise on the beach.
The beach?
Well, we need a little fresh air. And so we took a long drive up to Coney Island. It's beautiful at dawn. Nobody there. And we sat and watched the sunrise.
You sat on the beach in your new mink.
Oh, a little sand won't hurt it. Besides, I had to lie on something.
Wait a minute. You said you were sitting at first. Were you sitting or lying?
I don't remember. I was too busy watching the sun come up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get changed. Take it out for seltzer.
Well, if you ask me, I think Senor Sanchez is a hell of a nerd.
Oh my God!
What's wrong?
Senor Sanchez! I forgot all about him. We must have lost him somewhere along the way.
We? Well, who's we then?
Igor and me.
You mean to tell me this whole night of debauchery was spent with that beatnik?
It wasn't debauchery, and Igor's not a beatnik. He's just a young, sensitive, very poetic.
Poetic? I saw him kiss you on the neck.
Well, he's a friendly little kid.
So you and this friendly kid, this poor Senor Sanchez.
Senor Sanchez, he's an old foof.
An old foof?
A pretty fresh old foof.
Well, it just so happens that that fresh old foof happens to be a damn good patient of mine.
Don't
And if I lose him
worry.
because you...
He'll come back. You only put him in a temporary filling like everyone else.
Miss Dickinson, I find your behavior last night and today completely outrageous. And I won't stand for it.
Listen, Doctor. The only crime I've committed here is that I'm 1 hour late. And if you like, you can take it off my salary.
It's grotesque. You throwing yourself at a young kid like that, it certainly looks ridiculous at your age.
What about that father-daughter thing of yours?
Well, it's different with a man. When a man is with a younger woman, it's completely acceptable. But when it's vice versa.
Try asking vice versa about that vice versa.
Well, at least I wasn't kissing Tony on the neck. And don't tell me it's just friendly. There's no such thing as a friendly kiss on the neck.
Well, Doctor, you're the one that's always telling me I discourage men and stifle my femininity. Well, every once in a while, yes, I let him kiss me on the neck. And if you think I liked it, you were right. I've wasted a lot of time. And the world is full of pleasures I can still have. And I'm going to have them. I'm not going to be afraid of life, afraid of love.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Listen, it wasn't easy for me to go out with that South American last night. But every time I felt shaky, I thought of you.
Oh, yeah, it was real obvious you were thinking of me.
I thought about all those terrible things you said to me. And it made me hold my head up. Yes, I overdid it a bit. I drank too much. But I'm glad I did. It freed me.
It certainly freed your neck for Igor.
Oh, forget about Igor. He's just warm, fine, sensitive. He thought I was beautiful. He even said sexy.
Well, with those dim lights and my mink.
Sure. Charming. The lights were, soft lights helped, but there was something else. There was a spark. Electricity. I could feel it. And it was my electricity.
Well, if you brought your own battery.
Doctor, don't you joke about this or I'll kick
Oh,
you.
no, calm down, Stephanie. I was just trying to... listen, you just had a gay, wild evening of fun, and it just went to your head. That's all. After all, it was probably just a bit of harmless flirtation, right?
Maybe there was more than that.
Okay, it was mad passion, but you didn't. I mean, you didn't.
You still treat me like an antiseptic spinster. Why don't you just come out and ask me if I went to bed with him?
All right. Did you go to bed with him?
It's none of your business.
Oh, now let's have it. What happened down there on my mink? I mean, on the beach. I insist.
By what right?
A husband's right. Let's not forget you're still married to me.
No more. I want a divorce. After all the years of misery
Years
I
of
have put up with
misery?
you, I no longer. Yes, the mysterious phone calls, The pretty patients you treated for free, all the hairpins I found underneath the cushions on the sofa, and your handkerchiefs all smeared with lipstick.
Now wait a minute.
And your wallet! Let's not forget about your wallet all stuffed with dirty girls in bikinis.
She goes through my pockets. You went through my pockets. That is the most immoral thing I've ever heard of
Don't you
anyone.
talk about wars, you libertine with your wild weekends in East Hampton.
How did you know about my weekends in East Hampton? You had me followed? All right. You want war? You can have it.
Good.
I'm gonna tell the whole world about you. Your drunkenness, your orgies on the beach. You want a divorce? It's I who wants the divorce.
And you can have it. I'm tired of being your wife and tired of being your personal slave. Here. Get us to your child concubine.
I warn you, Stephanie. If you leave this office, don't ever try to come back.
Come back. What do you think I am, a masochist or something? Dr. Winston, you will never see me again. And that goes for the children, too.
Oh, they're my children. No.
I don't have to tell you anything.
I have a right to know. She's my fiance's wife.
Tony, I'd rather not discuss the lady.
The lady. Well, I don't really have to ask. I happen to know that this particular lady swings with anybody.
Well, I guess I'm not anybody.
Igor!
Nothing happened.
She didn't want to, huh?
Now, why do you assume that? Maybe I didn't want to.
I doubt that. I saw you kiss her on the neck.
Well, maybe I just love necks. Like Dracula.
But if nothing happened, what did you do all night?
We drank a lot, we danced, and we talked.
About what?
I don't know, a lot of things. We talked about my work and my life. You know, it's a rare thrill to find a woman you can actually talk to.
Are you implying you cannot talk to me?
As a matter of fact, I am. You're always doing the talking, and it's always about that ridiculous dentist.
Don't you dare talk about Julian that way. He's a good man.
Maybe he's good enough for you, but he's certainly not good enough for his wife.
You should know what I know.
Well, I know what I know. I know she's a hell of a dame. She's good looking, she's smart, she's warm, and she's very appealing.
Then you did want to.
Want to what?
Oh, you know.
You have a dirty juvenile mind. Do you have any bananas?
Oh, Igor's for you.
Oh, hi, Stephanie.
Igor, my favorite debaucher.
Well, if you two would prefer, I could wait in the icebox.
Oh, relax. I'm here to talk to you. Igor, darling, if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't know. You two are going to fight over me. Maybe I just stay here to rest. Okay. Well, may the best lady win.
And I used to worry about you.
And that's what caused all this trouble. Now listen, Tony. I know you're probably expecting Julian, and I don't want to run into him, so if you don't mind.
Boy, you and Igor, that child.
Forget about him. Quit making this more difficult for me. Now I'm here to talk to you about Julian and me.
He sent you?
No, I'm here on my own to straighten out this whole mess.
Well, it's about time. Now, what about Julian? Are you keeping him or not? I have to know.
Well, there's something else you have to know first. Sit down, Derry. You won't have far to fall.
What can it be?
I don't have patience for people who shilly-shally about these things, so I'm going to come straight to the point. Julian and I, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought.
I know what it is. You're pregnant.
Where did you ever get a crazy idea like that?
Crazy. Not for the swinging Mrs. Winston.
I'm not Mrs. Winston. I'm Miss Dickinson.
Miss Dickinson? You, the old maid?
That's right.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I thought. Now, Tony, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but...
Wait a minute. Let's be calm. Don't be nervous. You're Miss Dickinson, Julian's nurse, right?
That's right.
And who is Mrs. Winston?
That's a good question. Julian's never been married.
Wait a minute. This is a trick. You're trying to confuse me, so I'll do something and you get to keep them all for yourself. along with Harvey and Igor. And you mean he lied to me? Why?
Tony, this will be a shock to anyone, and I hate to be the one to tell you this, but Julian, he loves you.
Dirty son of a bitch.
Well, that's one way of putting it. Now look, I didn't come here to bury Julian. I've always helped him with his problems, and I want to help him with this one.
Why did he lie like that?
Well, Julian's a good man, but I'm afraid he's a bit weak.
A weak man, but a strong liar. When I think of all the thousands of details, all the little things he said about his married life.
Well, he's a perfectionist. That's one of his faults. I told you the work he did on a simple cavity.
Damn it, I'm a person. I'm a tooth. I've been swindled.
You haven't been swindled. Julian's marrying you. A lot of girls would leap at such a swindle. Now, I don't want to run into him, so I really must be going.
How come you suddenly decided to come here and mess this mess?
Well, let's just say, Miss Dickinson is a neat nurse, and she likes to tidy up before she goes. Now look, Julian's going to come here one of these days on his own, and when he does, try to help him, accept him. Well, try to.
A man who lies cannot love.
That sounds like something out of a fortune cookie.
Dirty married bachelor. Igor! Hey, Igor!
Yeah? What do you want?
Come quickly. Come quickly. I need you right away.
Okay.
Swindler.
Hey, Tony, what you want?
This is what I wanted.
Tell me. What's gotten into you? What about Julian?
Serves him right.
You're not using me to punish him, are you?
Never mind that, Igor. Kiss me again.
Okay. But I want a complete explanation after this. Oh God, it's Julian.
So what?
You wanted him to catch us. You dirty little trout! I'm out of here.
He's already out there. There's no way you can go.
Oh, I'll go hide in the bathroom.
That's gonna look even worse. Suppose he wants to wash his hands.
Oh, he's a dentist. They're always clean.
Thought you'd never answer. What were you doing?
I was taking a bath.
But you're all dressed.
All right, I was sailing my boats.
Not today, Tony. Today I need all your help and understanding.
What is it?
Well, it's tough.
You've come to tell me the truth? Well, go ahead, Julian, darling. If you're here to tell me the truth, you are here to tell me the truth, then go ahead, sweetheart. I promise it'll be all right.
Thanks. You're marvelous. It's not going to be easy, but here goes. My wife, Stephanie, she no longer wants a divorce. Oh, please try to be calm, dear. It came as a blow to me, too. I'm absolutely sick about it.
So am I. Oh, you poor man. Now, let me see if I get this straight. Your wife has actually changed her mind and now refuses to give you a divorce.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
When did she tell you this?
Oh, this morning. I fought like a tiger. I roared and raged. Then I pleaded with her. I offered her anything. More furniture, silverware, even more money. But she and her lawyer are adamant. No divorce.
But hey, you can still divorce her. You have grounds. I mean, all her wild nymphomania and all her lovers.
Oh, I threatened her with that too, but she just laughed. She said she knew that if that got out in the public, it could ruin me. We're cubs, darling. She has us over a barrel. Our beautiful dream is now just that.
Just one thing. What happens to me in all this?
We'll go right on seeing each other just as before.
Oh, good.
You'll see. We'll manage to snatch a few glimpses of happiness. But it is a compromise.
Well, dear, if that's the way it has to be,
Oh, how wonderful you're taking it.
it really won't be a bad arrangement. It's fair. You'll still get to keep me and your wife, and I'll still get to keep you and Igor.
Igor. Igor? But I thought you said he was just a friend, just the kid next door. Tony,
Julian.
were you lying to me?
I'm ashamed to admit it. I know how much you hate the thought of a lie.
Ah, this is just a rib. Come on, you're just putting me on, aren't you, Tony?
Igor! Come out of the bathroom! Come on out, don't be afraid.
What could there possibly be between you and that dopey kid?
He's not a dopey kid. He's a writer. He talks to me like I'm a person, and he's not married. Igor!
Cut it out, Tony. You know that if I thought that beatnik was in that bathroom, I'd be out of here like a shot.
Hi there.
Oh, Julian, don't feel too badly about this.
Oh, no, I'll be fine, Tony. You destroyed my home. You took me away from my wife, alienated me from my children. But thank God I still have one thing left. My integrity.
Oh, I'm gonna get some clothes on. It's really cold. Hey, Tony, I'm sorry I came out dressed like that. I heard what was being said, and I thought I just would go all the way. Tony?
I hear you. Igor?
Yeah?
What are you doing tonight?
Nothing?
How about having dinner together?
Oh, that'd be great. I got a big Chinese food.
Igor,
Yeah?
how would you like some chicken cacciatore?
I'd love some.
You know you should be glad.
Hello, Dr. Winston's office. No, Mrs. Andrews, he's not here yet. I'll call you back.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize anybody was here. I thought you quit, resigned.
When a nurse resigns, it's her duty to stay until an adequate replacement is found. It's after 10. Where have you been?
I've been on the drinking man's diet. Lost 85 pounds.
How are things between you and Tony?
Oh, we're doing great, no thanks to you. Tony and I are all washed up.
Oh?
Yeah. Well, last night I went to see her to tell her that you no longer wanted a divorce, and what's so funny?
Well, it's just that I went to see Tony, and I told her the whole truth, that we weren't married and everything.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, I wanted to fix things so at least somebody would be happy.
You can't stop making chicken and egg sandwiches.
Why did you have to go there and lie?
It's the only way I could see of getting out of marrying her.
Don't you want to marry her?
It's always been a mistake. When I saw her there with Igor,
Igor, she thinks he's a child.
I know, but he was there in her apartment, in a diaper. They both made me feel like a complete idiot, so I got out of there as fast as I could.
Now I understand why you got out and went drunk.
No, I don't think you understand why I went out and got drunk. You see, last night I was furious, almost homicidal.
So that's why you went out and...
Stop interrupting. No, Yes, I mean, last night I sure was sore at Tony, but after a while it just faded away. I mean, it was like magic. And all I was left with was this feeling of relief. Blessed, joyous relief. I said to myself, hey, Julian, you're free. Now you can run home to your wife. So I bounded down the stairs, singing to myself, and then all of a sudden it hit me. Bam. When I got home, there wouldn't be anybody there for me. And when I got here in the morning, you wouldn't be here either.
So that's why you went out and got drunk?
Just thinking.
That's marvelous, that's marvelous. Very nice, Doctor.
Stephanie,
Doctor?
I think I'm going to kiss you now.
Oh,
Unless you have any objections.
none.
There. I kissed you.
Yes, you did.
And I'm going to do it more often. It's funny.
It is.
It's almost as if you've always been my wife. We don't even have to get married.
Well, it just doesn't matter of form.
You know I'm going to need a new nurse.
After all the stuff I put up with, I'm not going to give another old maid a crack at you.
After all you put up.
Hello, Dr. Winston's office. Is this about an appointment? I'm sorry, he's busy now. Oh, I see. It's a young lady with the Swedish Airlines. She's a stewardess. She says she's free for the evening.
Tell her I'm grounded.
I'm sorry, miss, but the doctor doesn't do that sort of work anymore.
Love is only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace. Love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, not rain. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
What's the heart?
Not a trace.
There you go. Okay, bye-bye.